So this is a setup of the 53-foot obstacle course. We have 3 different obstacle courses. 53 foot is dry, the 51 foots are wet, and those 2 are pieces that we put together. It's 2 separate pieces. So, and it's the obstacle course that you can pick up. So I'm going to show you how to put them together. It's 2 sections and what to look for properly to set this up. The other obstacle course we have is a 33 foot. It's a single piece. But this is the 2-piece for pickup that we're going to go over. So this is always, the bigger piece is the slide, and it's always rolled to the end. So wherever you're at, it's 53 foot long. I would give myself a good 60 feet. If you got real, like a huge party, you may want to give yourself more for a line in the front of it. But take the big one, wherever the end's gonna be, and the big one is the slide piece, and put it down at the end, and that's also the exit. They're gonna exit either way at this point in the obstacle. So on this one, it does have a bottom flap at the end here. You want to make sure that's closed. Also, too, you have a zipper at the end. Make sure it's closed, and it is. Hold it, John. Yep. There's also another bottom flap right here as well, and it's closed. It also has the side zipper here on the side. There may be one over there as well where the blower chute is. Always make sure these are closed. So this is where the 2 pieces are going to join together. Fixing to bring the other one over here. Velcro is how they join together. And there's blower air swap chutes, or ductwork, if that's what you want to call it, that we're going to join the other piece to this as well. Typically, when you pick up from us, the little piece will be rolled from the middle. It'll unroll from the middle to the front, or the entrance, and you would throw the piece down here and unroll it to the front. This one's not rolled right like that. The customer brought it back to us, and we're just out here blowing it up to clean it. But this is an example. I'm going to have to unroll this one from the front to the middle. We've actually laid this one out way in front of the other one. We're going to drag it right into it. I've got it pretty lined up here. Jonathan, get on this side over here. You like to get them pretty straight here. I would get on the big piece and work it from the small to the big, because that's lighter weight. And if you need a little bit, you can easily pull that one to you to do the Velcro. So let's do it. And I also like to start from one side to the other. This is pretty lined up straight. Go ahead and do your ductwork. John, come over here. Is yours lined up pretty good? Go ahead and put yours together. If it's lined up pretty good there. That hooks your ductwork together that can air swap if one needs a little more air than the other. These are just flaps that tuck in like that. He's doing his down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting this together. And this is like a sandwich deal here. And see, looks like I might need a little bit. That's why I got on this side. I can pull this little one into it. Make sure that stays that way. I really don't like that. I like it to be square. Hold on, John. Let me pull this. I have to really get those straight. Starting out. That. Get it started. Put that Velcro there to there. And it'll be like a sandwich. Sandwiches together really holds. And I'm going from one side to the other. Okay, this is pretty good. He's doing that. Got that, Jonathan? So the next thing you'll do, and it looks like this one, the tubes are on one side. You do have optional tubes. You can use either one of these on both pieces. You're gonna have a big blower, 1.5 horse for the slide part, and you're gonna have a 1 horse for the smaller obstacle course piece that's at the front or the entrance part. John, go ahead and put your blower on that one down there, and I'll put one on this one. Get it on the neck real good so it doesn't blow off. You're good there. Good and tight. Yeah. All right, another thing, when you get ready to plug them up, you do want separate circuits. You do never plug 2 blowers into the same outlet. If you know your circuitry, it's best to get them on separate breakers. Like usually your outside outlets are on a circuit, and then you go inside to a bedroom. Bedrooms are usually on a circuit, bathrooms, and so on. To plug them in like this, I like to tie a knot around it and get that connection off the ground. You want to put it on top of the blower. Just wrap it around it. For safety, plus ground faults will trip. Ground faults are safe. If you have ground faults at your house, it's best to plug them in the ground faults. But if you leave it on the ground, water could get to it and it could trip a ground fault. Plus, it's just not safe, especially if you're putting water on some of these. Get them off the ground. So you ready? Well, go ahead and hit it. Yeah.
Connect that right there.
Let it blow up first.
Yeah.
Then we'll take that right there. Another good thing to do, just real quick, is the straps that had the inflatable rolled up in. It's always good. These things get lost all the time. Put them by the blower or on top of the blower. That way you know where they're at. Looks like it's fully inflated. What you have to do now is just straighten everything out. If it's a little crooked, sometimes it gets a little whopper jaw. You may want to straighten it out by simply just pushing. This got hung up a little bit here. I guess that's fair right there. This here can now be connected. A lot of times the kids like to cut the corner. It's okay. Can wear on this connection here if they do that a lot. Put that together, make sure it's straight. It looks fairly straight. And you anchor it down. We give you 6 anchors, 1 on each corner and 2 in the middle. There's runners that come off the slide. It's good to hook those up, but you got to be careful. Sometimes the kids can get hung up in it because they're going from one end to the other. This is a fairly large obstacle with a pretty good slide on it. Anchor down, that's pretty much it. That's the setup for the 53-foot obstacle course.